Hey everyone, Shakrez or Kayle here, and today I'm playing a game of Kayle top lane. I am recording this from the LOL replay file directly. What I do is I get the LOL replay file, I record it and cut it, and then only show the gameplay itself after cut it, and after cutting I comment over it. But this time I'm going full Trick 2G mode. Whereas he and other people do it and just record over the video and go back and forth depending on the speed. So right here I'm playing versus Jax. To start off, I have to say that my mechanics right now are kind of terrible. I came back from All-Stars in Paris, haven't played really much for a week. I've been playing some ARAM on my Smurf to get the mechanics back up, and played a few games already of Kayle, but that being said, I'm not much used to it anymore, so my micro sometimes fails. Top lane is probably my worst role as Kayle, but I've been taking some pointers from other Kayle mains, notably Sylphie. Sylphie plays mostly Kayle top lane because he likes to split push. I have a completely different style, so we were exchanging a lot of ideas. And right here the Vi gank comes in. I flash out and I decide to back, because I'm not going to achieve anything from staying. She might come back, so I just want her to move to another lane. And one thing I forgot was to change here the flares so they actually make sense. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's speed it up, super fast mode. And yeah, Kayle top, I go for the double Dorans, I want the sustain, I get some potions, and I get a ward which I'll put very deep so I can actually put pressure. Because I want to put pressure on this Jax. Jax isn't too strong early. He now has a level advantage over me. He is going to get level 6 before me. So it's always problematic, but Kayle can just do this. I also noticed that, I don't know if this Jax has many games on Jax, but his mechanics weren't very surprising for me, to be honest. Actually, let me change the Fog of War to purple side, so you actually only see our vision. His mechanics weren't too impressive in my opinion. He wasn't doing the leap stun combo too well. And yeah, he wasn't doing the leap stun combo too well. And when you don't do it correctly, Kayle can just W away and then just harass from afar. So, not sure what he was doing. He goes for the Vamp Scepter, and later, I was actually thinking he was going for the Blade, but he ends up going for the Trinity Force first, which, in my opinion, was not the best option. If he had gone for the Blade, he could have guaranteed more sticking power against a very mobile Kayle. And instead of going for the Sheen, for the burst type of Jax, he should have gone for probably the Phage, so he can keep moving and keep hitting me, but, well, he didn't. So, right now, we're equal in farm. I did have to back early, so I lost a lot of farm there, and he regained a lot of farm. But overall, not too much of a bad lane. And yeah, as I said, top lane not my best role. I should be punishing Jax much more, but unfortunately, and due to the levels, I wasn't able to. Actually, I want to put this. Okay, so I want to put this on with a Kayle cooldown, so you can look at the bottom left side of your screen. You can look at the cooldown. So yeah, right here, Jax is 6. I'm not. He's starting to hurt. But when he runs out of mana, and when he goes in, he can't really do much. So what happens is, he leaps, he jumps on you, he starts using his spells, and then when he has to back off, is when you use your spells and trade back. So initially, you are going to lose the trade, but after some time, you're actually going to win it. Now right here, really poorly played by me. I didn't really exhaust at the right time or ult, so yeah, I'm losing that trade. But my ult is quite a short cooldown. Exhaust isn't really a very long cooldown. And yeah, I wanted to talk about exhaust actually. Usually for top lane you'll want teleport. I'm not exactly the best top lane player, so I am familiar with the meta, but I don't think I'm a good teleport user. So I decided against it, and I decided I was going to split push. Now, what exhaust allows me to do is it allows me to duel anyone. And right here, Vi comes in. Sorry, Vi, not having any of your shit. She keeps ganking. Yeah, and right here, she's ganking again. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to bait it. Going to dodge the ult. Jax goes in, I ult. Lee Sin gets the kill. And right here, now I have a Vi after me that's running. She's almost dead. And, well, Lee could have let me kill her, but he didn't. And right here, Syndra kills Lee. Because TF went to bot, strangely enough. I think they went for the duo dragon. They can actually duo dragon pretty well. Triple dragon, I mean, with Braum tanking it. Both junglers are dead, so it's gonna be a contest between who gets it. And what happens here is Jax's teleport, and teleport is actually on a pretty low cooldown. On a pretty low cooldown if you consider using it on towers. So what's happening here is my team's getting completely wrecked. And Syndra's here with double buffs and level 8, so she's pretty scary. I initially start going top, but I then get to the conclusion that I'm really needed bot lane. So I start going down, and these long trades are really benefiting me because they're giving me enough time to go down. Right here, Lee Sin goes a bit too crazy. Dies. Twitch gets 2 kills but blows up. And then TF is here. I am able to save TF. And ult timing. So I just know they are going to basically try to... Yeah, and right here I almost die. I could have gone for Morgana. Well, I actually do go for Morgana, but I shouldn't have hesitated. She didn't have mana. I was afraid that her Q combo with the pool could kill me, but she really didn't have any mana. But yeah, right there, you saw me ult, and ult timing is so important on Kayle, and you saw there, I waited for the... Let me put it back on me. Okay, there we go. I waited to go into the brush. I knew they would turn on me. They couldn't run, so they had to fight. And it was pretty obvious that Jinx and Jax were going to go super all in on me. So that ult was perfectly timed. And I get 2 kills off of it. And I'm almost finished with my Nashor's Tooth, which is Kayle's most important item. And yeah, still equal in CS with Jax. I got 2 kills, he got 1 kill, 1 assist. I got 2 kills, 2 assists. So I'm ahead. And right now is when I'm going to start to put a lot of pressure into this lane matchup. Right here I'm harassing Jax. I'm going back because he can stun me. And right there you see he's not using his combo very well, which is kind of weird for me because I'm very used to having good Jaxes. Now right here I decide to go in. I exhaust Jax, not sure why. Well, I did it for the slow just to make sure, but I could have saved it for Vi. And right here Vi is going to try to go in, misses. And I just fight her off. Luckily enough, I just killed her before her ult came up, because that would have been a problem without the exhaust to take care of it. So 4 kills, 4-0-2. Strangely enough, I'm dominating this top lane, which is very weird for me. I don't usually do this well. And I get 2 points in heal for the extra sustain, but I'll be maxing my E second, and my... W, my heal last, because I want to split push, I want to put pressure, I want to duel, so I'm going to need the max damage possible. I check red there, because Jax wasn't here, and there he is again. So yeah, I wanted to talk a bit about this Runon's build that I talked about 2 videos ago. Oh, and here I think we go for the dive on... Yeah, we go for the dive here. I'm tanking the turret, but I have ult. So no problem, I can just get out. And a good counter gang from Lee Sin. I was expecting Vi, to be honest, because well, she needed to be there for Jax to go so aggressive on me, because Jax is behind, he can't really kill me right now. So 4-0-3. Our Lee Sin is pretty fed too, although he's dying a lot, he's still getting a lot of kills as well. So that's pretty good. And here I interrupt Vi. Oh yeah, this part is very interesting. I could have played this a bit better. So I flash the ultimate, and I start fighting Vi. And what I would have done... Yeah, actually let me break this down better. So 0.5 speed. Teleport's coming in, so it's a 2v1. they can kill me. Vi has ult, so I flash the ult, and this is smart because I want to gain a distance from Jax, so I don't get 1v2'd. Right here, I move back. I shouldn't have moved back. I should have immediately used my spells, and my exhaust comes way too late. They use flash and kill, so I should have used, to explain a bit better, I should have used exhaust either here, here, or here, which is when she's hitting guard, or here. I didn't use her. I didn't use it when she was doing damage, so that was quite a mistake and cost me my first death. So where am I? Okay, there I'm here, dead. Gonna speed this up, and I get CDR boots. Now, why am I getting CDR boots? The reason is, well, there's no real reason to get it. I mean, it's playstyle based. You can either go for Sorcerer's Shoes, you can go for Lucidity boots, you can go for Berserker's Greaves, or you can go for a defensive type of boots like Merc Treads or Tabbies, or yeah, I think I said them all. So I'm going to explain why I use Lucidity. So I'm not getting any points from CDR from my setup. So right now I have 35%. 35% CDR allows me to keep my E up almost always. I think it gets like a 0.4 cooldown. Let me check. Yeah, 0.4 cooldown because it lasts for 10 seconds. So it's not that bad. And my ultimate is on a 48.75. Sorry about that. It's on a pretty low cooldown as well. And when it gets rank 3, it'll be on more or less 40 seconds. So it's a very low cooldown. And it allows me to bait enemies into engaging on me when I have my ult up again. Because they're not expecting you to have an ult every 30 seconds or 40. So ultimately you're going to bait them and they're going to make mistakes. So yeah, that's why I really like Lucidity boots. I know that other players like Sylphie, he likes to go for Sorks, and that's more than okay. I understand his decisions, and I think it's a pretty good one as well. But as I said, it's pretty much playstyle based. It really depends on what you want to achieve with your build and what you want to do. In my case, I want to have my ult always, so I can spam it and yeah, not die, basically. So yeah, after Lucidity, I was farming there for my needlessly large rod, and I wanted to talk a bit about the Korean build, because usually what you'll see is, firstly, you'll see Zerkers instead of Lucidity boots, which is mainly for pushing and good micro between auto attacks. And after that, you'll see the Runons. And the reason why I don't like to go for the Runons just yet is I feel like you benefit more from getting some AP before going Runons. Now, Runons will apply the magic on-hit damage from on-hit magic damage from Nashor's Tooth and the on-hit magic damage from your E. And no, that's not the splash, it's the on-hit. So Righteous Fury, as you can see there, it has a splash and it has a on-hit magic damage. So the on-hit magic damage counterpart is affected by Runon. So the bolt will have physical and will have magic damage. But I'm getting some AP early, so my E hits harder, and that extra AP will help the Runon bolt doing more damage. So that's why I go for some AP early. The only occasion I'd actually go for Runons first is if I really just had 2,400 gold. I'd probably just go back and buy it. Just buy it in a really fast. And right here, good ult. I'll just repeat this because I want to see this better again. So they have a really bursty comp. They have Jax, they have Vi, they have Syndra. Very bursty champions. Even Morgana is very bursty. So right here, it's obvious they're going on Lee Sin. Perfect ultimate. Let's Lee Sin go very aggressive. They can't really do much. I put the exhaust on Jax, so he can't really do shit. I'm going for Vi here. And I do forget she's very mobile, but I forced out her flash despite using mine. So not a bad team fight for us at all. I didn't get kills, but I did get assists. And right here I go on Vi. Yeah, you're not going to kill me. Braum exhausts Tristana. And that's a double kill. So very well played by Braum. Braum is extremely broken in my opinion. So very well played by Braum and myself. The ultimate was pretty much perfect. I was tanking up the turret initially, so Braum didn't take any damage, and then when Vi died, he was tanking the turret, so it was perfect. Oh yeah, here Jax, strangely enough, goes for the teleport, but I don't think he was expecting me to have my ult again. So we end up killing him, and that's 7-1 and 6 for me. And now what I'm gonna build is I'm gonna start building my Runons. Although first I actually pushed this up, I forgot that Braum had Relic Shield, so I apologized. He was getting a bit mad at me there. So I buy my Runons, and right now I want to show you some stats. So Runons are going to fire bolts that deal 10 plus 52 physical damage because I do have some AD, and these bolts apply on-hit effects. Now, looking at the on-hit effects I have 15 plus 28 bonus magic damage on hit from Nashers, and I have 75 on-hit damage coming from E. So I'm doing, my bolts are doing that physical damage, which is 64, and then they're doing pretty much 136 plus 15 plus 28, so 40, 45 more or less, 43. So that's 170 on-hit damage, more or less, that I'm doing, plus the Runon. So I'm doing 170 magic plus 60 physical. So that's a lot of mixed damage with a build that already has 1.8 attack speed. So a lot of damage there. Didn't KS that on time. So yeah, Runons is really strong right now. I think that it has a lot of potential for split push. I don't think that Lichbane is bad. I just think that right now this item build might be better. It's harder to shut down. It's less risky because you have to get those Lichbane procs in order to do damage. And right here, that's not what I'm doing. It's much easier to use this build correctly than using the other one. And yeah, I mean, Lichbane is still good. You can still build Lichbane. There's a lot of players that still go for the Lichbane round. I do think that this build, for now, at least how I've been playing, I think that this build benefits me more than the old Lichbane build. But by all means, you can still build Lichbane on this build, like as a last item. I've been looking at some Kayle players, and Voyboy, he actually went for something like this. He went for CDR boots as well, Def Cap, Void Staff, and then after that, and Runons. After having Runons, Def Cap, Void Staff, Nashers, he went for a Lichbane last item. So having no defensive item. And right here, we do kill Syndra, although I do fuck up with my ultimate, and that's what I meant with my mechanics not being top-notch yet. I hope they will be better by the time I... in some time, I guess, like in 1 week, I hope they're better. So right here, I die, but I do get my... I do get the inhibitor, so worth. So what was I going to... Oh yeah, so I get a Blasting Wand, I want my Void Staff, and I wanted to talk about Exhaust. Mostly top laners go for the Teleport or for the Ignite. Right now, I think that Exhaust is probably one of the best, if not the best summoner spell right there. It's a 50% damage reduction, an attack speed reduction. I mean, it completely shuts down champions like Jax. So if we were in equal footing, which we aren't, I have much more gold than him. I have 12,000 gold, he has 8,000. So if we were in equal footing, Exhaust gives me a chance to actually duel him instead of just, well, dying, because Jax is really strong. So that's the reason why I pick up Exhaust. I really think it's strong. And if you look at their comp, they have a Syndra and a Jax and a Tristana. So having a double Exhaust on our team allows us to completely nullify their damage and win team fights. So right here, backdooring the inhibitor with Braum. Vi decides to go in. She misses the Q again. I juke it out. She engages on me. I do ult, get her, and right here my mistake was, right here, I run out of E, and I forgot to use it, so I was wondering why my auto attack animation wouldn't wouldn't go out, but that was why. So Brom gets a double kill. Pretty good. I get 2 assists, which is fine, I guess. And we get the turret. Game's practically won. And yeah, that's all for this gameplay. 8-3-8, pretty good score. I do finish off my Void Staff. And for a last item, you could go for anything you want, really. You could go for the Lichbane, as I said. You could go for the Zhonya's. You could go for the Deathfire Grasp if you're into that kind of items. Or you could go for the Rage Blade, which also works. So yeah, there comes the surrender. Game over. GG to us.